Is the year 2025 marked for disaster? According to modern-day interpreters of two of history's most feared prophets, Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, the answer is a chilling yes. Their cryptic warnings are being decoded to predict a year of global conflict, cosmic terror, and a devastating new plague. But here's the most shocking part. The themes of their darkest prophecies seem to align with some of the Bible's final warnings. So are these ancient prophecies finally coming true? Before we dive into the chilling interpretations for 2025, we have to ask, who were these mysterious figures? And why, after hundreds of years, do their words still hold such terrifying power over us? First, there's Nostradamus. Born Michel de Nostradamus in 16th century France, he was a physician and astrologer who lived through incredible suffering, including plague outbreaks that took his first wife and children. This personal tragedy is said to have fueled his bleak outlook on humanity's future. In 1555, he published his life's work, Les Prophéties, a collection of 942 cryptic four-line poems called quatrains. These verses are famously vague, written in a mix of languages and dripping with symbolism, which makes them notoriously difficult to understand. And that's the key: interpretation. Nostradamus almost never attached specific dates to his prophecies. Instead, for centuries, scholars and followers have looked back at major world events and found quatrains that seem to fit with chilling accuracy. His believers claim he foresaw the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon, and even Adolf Hitler. While many of these connections are highly debated and were only made in hindsight, the sheer number of these supposed hits has cemented his reputation as the prophet of doom. Then, 4 centuries later, came the Nostradamus of the Balkans, Baba Vanga. Born Vangelia Gushtarova in Bulgaria, she lived a humble life until a freak tornado at age 12 left her blind. She claimed that in this darkness, she was given the ability to see the future. Unlike Nostradamus, Baba Vanga left no written works. Her prophecies were spoken to visitors and recorded by followers, who claim she had an astonishing 85% accuracy rate, a figure, it has to be said, that has never been credibly proven. Skeptics are quick to point out that many of her predictions are vague, and the most specific ones often pop up as internet rumors without any verifiable source. Still, her followers insist she predicted the Chernobyl disaster, the death of Princess Diana, and the September 11th attacks, with her warning that 2 steel birds would strike the American brethren. Whether through a divine gift, sharp intuition, or just masterfully vague forecasting, both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga have left behind legacies that haunt our modern world. And as we're about to see, the visions being attributed to them for 2025 are some of the most disturbing yet. Our countdown of the worst predictions for 2025 kicks off with a theme that feels all too real: political chaos and the breakdown of global power. A prophecy attributed to Baba Vanga chillingly states that the united hand will be broken into 2. Modern interpreters have jumped on this phrase, suggesting it could point to the fracturing of major political and military alliances. Could this be the year that cracks within NATO finally splinter the organization? Or does it refer to the growing divisions inside the European Union? In a world already buzzing with tension, the thought of a major power structure collapsing is a terrifyingly plausible scenario. Nostradamus seems to echo this idea from across the centuries. His quatrains are filled with images of kingdoms in chaos and the dramatic fall of a mighty one. While these are common themes in his work, interpreters are pointing to 2025 as a year where this could mean the downfall of a major world leader setting off a domino effect of instability across the globe. Some readings even suggest internal strife within the British royal family could cause chaos throughout the country. When you look at our current political landscape, divisive elections, fragile economies, and leaders facing huge challenges, these centuries-old warnings feel startlingly relevant. It's as if both seers saw a future where the pillars of global order start to crumble, setting the stage for even bigger disasters. Coming in at number 4 is a prophecy of the earth itself turning on us. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga are said to have foreseen 2025 as a year of unprecedented natural disasters. Nostradamus wrote of mountains spewing fire and people being forced to drink sulfurous water. Many interpreters believe this points to massive volcanic activity. One popular theory suggests the world's garden refers to the Amazon rainforest, which could suffer a devastating environmental collapse. Other readings of his work warn of extreme weather, massive floods, and powerful earthquakes shaking the globe, all possibly linked to a dramatic shift in our climate. Baba Vanga's supposed visions are even more alarming, though it's important to note these are largely unverified online claims. According to some sources, she predicted a double fire from heaven and earth in August of 2025. This has been interpreted as a terrifying mix of uncontrollable wildfires on land and celestial events, like meteorite strikes or intense solar flares raining down from above. Furthermore, followers claim she warned of a massive tsunami striking Asia, specifically near Japan. She also allegedly spoke of major earthquakes and environmental chaos that would trigger food shortages and wreck the global economy. In an age where we see record-breaking heat waves, devastating wildfires, and increasingly violent storms every year, these ancient prophecies feel less like mystical predictions and more like a terrifying forecast of a world buckling under pressure.
This book is your beginner's guide to understanding Scripture. Find peace, build relationships, and discover purpose in today's world. Ready to decode the Bible? Find Bible Decoded available on Amazon now.
If this content blesses you and you'd like to support our mission, you can buy me a coffee or give a super thanks. Every contribution helps us create more content to inspire and uplift others. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. If you're finding this dive into history's darkest prophecies as fascinating as we are, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next, because the predictions only get more specific and more terrifying. At number 3, we look to the skies, where both seers allegedly warned of a threat from the cosmos. This is where things get truly otherworldly. Nostradamus wrote of a great fireball from the cosmos, a harbinger of fate that would trigger a cosmic dance between science and destiny. For centuries, interpreters have pointed to this as a prediction of a catastrophic asteroid impact. The idea of a city-killer asteroid is terrifying, and this quatrain seems to describe it. But let's bring in a dose of reality. NASA has stated that there are no known large asteroids that pose a significant threat of hitting Earth in 2025. So, while the prophecy is chilling, science, for now, offers some reassurance. But the cosmic prediction tied to Baba Vanga is something else entirely. According to widespread internet claims, she predicted that 2025 could be the year humanity makes first contact with extraterrestrials. Now, to be crystal clear, this is one of the most disputed and unverifiable of all of Vanga's supposed prophecies. Many researchers have dismissed it as an internet hoax, since there are no credible first-hand sources who can confirm she ever said it. And yet, the rumor just won't die, especially with increasing government chatter about unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. The idea that we're not alone isn't just for sci-fi anymore. Whether it's an internet tall tale or a genuine prophecy, the prediction of alien contact has captured our imagination, adding a layer of high strangeness to an already grim forecast. Could the cosmic terror not be a rock from space, but a visitor? Our second most terrifying prediction for 2025 hits a deep, primal fear, especially after the events of recent years, the rise of a new and deadly plague. According to her followers, Baba Vanga warned that 2025 would see a new, lethal disease with symptoms humanity has never seen before. In a world still jumpy from a global pandemic, with scientists constantly warning about antibiotic resistance and new pathogens, this prophecy feels unnervingly plausible. The idea that something new and even worse could be lurking around the corner is a fear we all now live with. Nostradamus, who experienced the horror of the plague firsthand, often wrote of pestilence. One of his quatrains, which some have applied to 2025, warns of an ancient plague that will be worse than the enemy, bringing devastation to England. Interpreters are split on what this could mean. Is it a literal resurgence of an old disease like the Black Plague emerging from melting permafrost? Or is it a metaphor for a new, lab-created pathogen, an ancient evil in a modern form? Chinese scientists have reportedly found a new coronavirus strain in bats they warn has a high risk of spillover to humans, only fueling these fears. No matter how you interpret it, the message from both seers seems to be the same. A great sickness is on the horizon. After what the world has just been through, the thought of facing an even deadlier pandemic is a truly horrifying prospect. And now, for the number one worst prediction for 2025. A prophecy that shows up in the visions of both seers and feels like it's been ripped straight from today's headlines. A devastating global conflict. Baba Vanga's followers claim she made a dire prediction for Europe. She allegedly foresaw a major conflict erupting in 2025 that would leave the continent sparsely inhabited. Some accounts are even more specific, claiming she said a war would start in the east and escalate into a third world war that would destroy the West. In the context of the ongoing war in Ukraine and rising tensions between Russia and NATO, this prediction is undeniably terrifying. From 500 years in the past, Nostradamus seems to describe the very same conflict. He wrote of cruel wars raging across Europe. One of his most cited quatrains for 2025 speaks of a long war that leaves armies exhausted, with no money for soldiers. It reads, "Through long war, all the army exhausted, so that they do not find money for the soldiers. Instead of gold or silver, they will come to coin leather." Many today are interpreting this as a direct reference to the war in Ukraine, where both sides are facing immense resource exhaustion. The quatrain even mentions Gallic brass and the crescent sign of the moon, which some analysts suggest could point to France and Turkey playing a role in ending the conflict, not out of diplomacy, but out of sheer necessity. The fact that interpretations of these two prophecies converge on the same theme, a great war in Europe reaching a breaking point, is what makes this the most alarming prediction for 2025. It feels less like a distant warning and more like a running commentary on our present reality. So we have prophecies of war, plague, cosmic events, and natural disasters. It's easy to write them off as the vague ramblings of mystics, easily twisted to fit any time period. But what if there's a deeper, more ancient pattern here? What's truly terrifying is how the core themes of these 2025 interpretations from two different seers centuries apart seem to echo the Bible's most explicit end times warnings. Let's connect the dots. First, the prophecy of war. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's interpreters warn of escalating global conflict. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, Jesus' disciples ask him for the sign of the end of the age. His first answer, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom." The Bible doesn't see these as random events, but as the beginning of birth pains, signs of a world in turmoil. Second, the prophecy of plague. Both seers are said to warn of a devastating new pestilence. In that same passage, Jesus explicitly lists pestilences alongside famines and earthquakes as signs of the end. The book of Revelation is even more graphic, describing the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, death, who is given power to kill a quarter of the earth by sword, famine, and plague. Third, the warnings of natural disasters. Both prophets supposedly describe a world torn apart by earthquakes, floods, and fire from the sky. Jesus directly predicts earthquakes in various places as a key sign, while the book of Revelation describes a great earthquake, such as was not since men were on the earth, and cosmic chaos, where the sun turns black. But it might be the strangest prediction of all, Baba Vanga's alleged prophecy of alien contact, that has the most chilling biblical parallel. Obviously, the Bible doesn't mention extraterrestrials, but it repeatedly warns of a powerful deception in the last days. In 2 Thessalonians, the Apostle Paul warns that the coming of the lawless one will be accompanied by all kinds of counterfeit miracles, signs, and wonders to deceive people. Could a supposed alien arrival be the ultimate great delusion? A deception designed to unite the world under a new, non-heavenly authority? Paul also warns that Satan himself can masquerade as an angel of light. In our modern technological age, what better disguise for a deceiving spirit than that of an advanced extraterrestrial? It's critical to point out that the Bible explicitly warns against seeking guidance from mediums and seers like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. Deuteronomy 18 calls the practice an abomination. The message is clear: true prophecy comes only from God. So, are these seers tapping into some dark, forbidden knowledge? Or are they simply observing the tragic cycles of human history that the Bible laid out thousands of years ago? Either way, the alignment is hard to ignore. We've walked through a gallery of dark interpretations for 2025. A world torn by war, sick with plague, shaken by disasters, and possibly visited by a cosmic terror. We've seen how the cryptic poems of a 16th century doctor and the whispered warnings of a 20th century mystic are being read to point to this single, turbulent year. But it's essential to pull back the curtain. As we've pointed out, many of the most specific 2025 prophecies, especially those attributed to Baba Vanga, have no verifiable source. They are, in many cases, modern internet rumors projected onto the vague canvases these figures left behind. Their prophecies are almost always open to interpretation, and it's human nature to see our own anxieties reflected in them. And yet, you can't deny the thematic alignment. The echoes of war, pestilence, and upheaval resonate not just between the two seers, but with the headlines we see today and the ancient warnings found in the Bible. So what does it all mean? Are these just eerie coincidences? Proof that history repeats its darkest chapters? Or are we truly seeing ancient warnings from different sources, all pointing to a world on the brink of a profound change. Perhaps the point of prophecy isn't just to predict the future, but to serve as a warning, a call to look at the world around us, to understand the times we're living in, and to decide what we believe before the future arrives. What do you think? Are these prophecies a roadmap to disaster, or just a collection of historical curiosities? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries.
Feeling anxious or disconnected? Ready for a deeper faith journey designed just for you? Discover Bible Study for Black Women. This guide nurtures faith, strength, and growth week by week. Overcome fear and connect with God. This empowering journey is waiting. Find Bible Study for Black Women on Amazon today and start building unshakable faith.
If this content blesses you and you'd like to support our mission, you can buy me a coffee or give a super thanks. Every contribution helps us create more content to inspire and uplift others. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.